Now add 12 PCs and one switch. Select the first icon to choose connection cables automatically, and start to connect PCs with the switch. Now go to this shapes icon and make a circle shape with any color of your choice. I am using yellow for the BSCS main network. And I am using blue color for BSSE main network. I am making these shapes here to separate the three main networks. And now go to the first PC and desktop and then IP configuration and assign it IP address 192.168.1.2. And now for the second PC at the IP address 192.168.1.3. And now for the third PC at the IP address 192.168.1.4. And for the fourth PC at the IP address 192.168.1.5. This is not a compulsory step, but I am just writing notes here for better understanding. For the first PC, the IP address will be 192.168.1.6. For the second PC, the IP address will be 192.168.1.7. For the third PC, the IP address will be 192.168.1.8. For the fourth PC, the IP address will be 192.168.1.9. And now for the first PC in this main network. Assign it the IP address 192.168.1.10. And now for the second PC in this main network. Assign it the IP address 192.168.1.11. And now for the third PC in this main network. Assign it the IP address 192.168.1.12. And now for the fourth PC in this main network. Assign it the IP address 192.168.1.13. As you can see, all my messages are being successfully sent from one main network to other main network. Now if I don't want these messages to be received by any other main network, and you have to configure VLAN. A virtual local area network VLAN allows devices to be grouped into separate virtual networks, regardless of their physical location. This logical grouping improves security, traffic management, and simplifies the network. For example, in a multi-story office building, different departments, for example, accounting, shipping, support, can have computers on the same physical network but need to keep their traffic separate. Rather than physically rearranging devices, VLANs can be used to logically separate network traffic. This is done by configuring VLAN-capable switches to assign specific ports to different VLANs, isolating the traffic of each department. VLANs create smaller broadcast domains, which reduces network congestion as the network grows. Now that we have understood the meaning of VLAN, let's learn how to do it using CLI commands. Now if you hover on this, you can see your port label, which will be useful while configuring VLAN. But if you are unable to see the port labels, then go to Options and then Preferences, and make sure the option Always Show Port Labels when mouse over is checked. Double-click on switch and go to CLI and then type EN to enable, and write config T. In config mode, write VLAN 2. You can give it any number, but for my case I am using VLAN 2 for BSCS. Now write interface and connection type. For my connection, that would be interface fast Ethernet 0/1. Now write switch port mode access, and then in the next line, write switch port access VLAN 2, and then write end and press enter. Now that you are out of config mode, you can write show VLAN to check your VLAN to ports. As you can see now, my fast Ethernet port 0/1 is in VLAN 2 now. We can add one port using this method in our VLAN, but that won't be very efficient when we have to add a lot of ports in one VLAN. Now let's add the other ports from BSCS to VLAN 2. For that, press any key, and then write EN and press enter, and then write config T to enter config mode, and write interface fast Ethernet range 0/1 fast Ethernet 0/4. This way we can add multiple ports to a VLAN. Now write switch port media access. And then in the next line write switch port access VLAN 2. And then write end, and press enter. Now write show VLAN and press enter. Now our ports 0/1 till 0/4 are a part of VLAN 2. Now I am gonna repeat these steps for my other main networks BSSE and MSCS. Make VLAN 3, and if you wanna name it, then write name MSCS. All the other steps just remain the same. Write interface range fast Ethernet range 0/9 to fast Ethernet range 0/12. If I send message to the PC of the same network, then it will be successful. Now if I try to send a message from one main network to another main network, I won't be able to. My messages will just fail.